Let's touch on the almost dying again thing because it happened in the ring for everybody who doesn't know. So this is a death match with Nick Gage, which on the outset is insane as it is. Having a death match, number one, but having a death match with Nick Gage is pretty crazy. Your jugular got cut. And what's crazy,
No, my jugular didn't get cut. I thought it did. It did. But that's when I walked out of the ring. I was like, yeah, no, my jugular.
So when did you realize that there was a problem? Because you're holding your neck here like, you're going to be shooting out a whole bunch of blood.
Yeah, I thought I was. I mean, I did. When I walked out of the ring, I still was like completely like, freaked out and just my light flashing before my eyes and the whole thing. And then the place was all crowded, but everyone was silent. And I hear Luke Perry, and I can't see him, but I hear him. He said, "Davey, it's Luke." And I said, "Luke, is it pumping?" And he said, "It's not pumping." Because it had hit my neck muscle is what happened. So I got like 5 stitches in my neck muscle and then a bunch of stitches on the outside. But I didn't know. I didn't know, and I didn't know. But once he told me that, I knew I wasn't like immediately dying. I didn't know how bad it was or whatever. But it's just so crazy.
It's like interesting like moment in the movie where you're holding your neck. You have this look of complete distraught in your face. You walk out of the ring like, I don't want to die, and I got to get out of here. And then you kind of like turn around and you finish the match.
Well, that's because Luke told me it wasn't pumping.
Yeah, but he's not a doctor.
I know, but I knew at least I wasn't gonna bleed out. You know what I mean? That's what my mindset was, because I didn't want to finish. Like I wanted to wrap the story up. You know what I mean? I didn't want to leave the fans without a conclusion, or just leave it like, I don't know. But I wasn't thinking clearly, even to be in there in the first place. I wasn't sure what the difference between a death match and a hardcore match. I thought it was just like, okay, they used a few more different things. It's just they use more stuff. They can use more stuff. I didn't know that it was so frowned upon. Like, after I learned that after the, I was in the hospital. I was like, oh, people really hate, like a certain segment of the professional population like completely frowns on that style of wrestling. And it's funny. I guess it goes back to like, I don't know. It's like you're a geek in the circus or something. Like really, like it's crazy stuff. It's like, I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Did Nick suggest anything in the match that you went, that's a bit too far?
No, I don't. I learned a lot like from that. Like I learned through the process. Like, I don't know. It's so crazy. Wrestling, they don't explain stuff in a very clear way. Like they kind of like use words that I don't really understand. And like there's all these different motivations going on when people are trying to do stuff. I'm literally like coming in like with an open heart and like, I always like approach it like people don't think I can fight. So, you run at me and I'll dodge and you'll hit the corner, and then I'll be able to do something to you because I've, caught you off guard for a second. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I always look for ways of like not making them look bad or whatever it is, but it's all so weird. And then people do other things that nobody's planned, and I don't know. It's always crazy.
What a difference, though, from being on a movie set where every single word you're saying is scripted out. Every step you're taking is like basically planned out. Where in a wrestling match, it's like, all right, David, so I'm going to do one of these, 1, 2, 3, and then over here with the, okay, and then.
Yeah, exactly. That's all.
Use words.
I know. That's what I'm talking about. I literally have to go to somebody and I say, like, what does he mean by that? Like, I'm still deciphering stuff. And there was something that was said in the match where it was like, oh, this is where the ultra violence happens. And I'll just go up the crowd or whatever. And I was like, well, what do you mean? I didn't say like, oh, I was just like, oh, okay. And that's sort of like, there's just things that I don't understand. I still don't understand. I'm like, I'm open and game, and like, I'm a bit of a daredevil, but I just, I don't know. I've got in over my head in this whole thing.